will allow them to feel a little bit of how, let me put it this way, how they make him feel.
Amen.
All right, let me just say it one more time. The people whom God loves, you know what, let me tell you, the person who can hurt you the worst is the one that you love. Can I say it one more time? The person who has the power to hurt you the most is the one that you love the best. Because there are people who will hurt you, but you will not feel such agonizing pain because they are not so much connected to you. But the people who are closely connected to you are the ones that can hurt you the worst. And this is the life that Israel has been living. They've been living a life of God loving them, and they're being unfaithful to the God who loved them.
That's true.
And what God does every now and then is, because, watch this, hear this. Because God don't want them to live continuously in an unfaithful relationship with Him, He allows them to be troubled by their enemies. Because what this does, or should do, is to jerk them or to shake them to a consciousness in recognizing that when they're feeling all this help from their enemies, they will turn back to Him. All right. You know what it is. You got to understand every now and then that God has to allow you to go through a little bit of something so that you will learn to appreciate His love for you. Because every now and then we abuse the love of God. You don't understand nothing. I'm not preaching to a real people. Because every now and then we abuse the love of God, the love that God has shed abroad, the love that God has given us. Every now and then we have abused the love. Amen. So God's way of getting Israel's attention is by allowing their enemies to provoke them. Amen. And when their enemies provoke them, they will then turn back to God. Amen. Because of their, because of their provocation that they suffer. Amen. And every now and then in our lives, when we got to a place where we misrepresented God, and a place where we forget to recognize God for who He is, He will just allow a little bit of something.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Are you still with me? He allows a little bit of something. Let me help you. He still hugs you. Amen. But He allows a little bit of something. Yeah. All right. It's just like a mother who loves her child, or a father who loves his son. But every now and then, even though you love the child, if the child is being rude, you got to discipline them. You got to give them a little touch up just to remind them that you're still under my control. And every now and then that's what God does. He allowed Israel to be every now and then being provoked by their enemies. And it is to bring them to a consciousness of recognizing that He is the one who has been keeping them alive. The text before, brothers and sisters, identifies God coming through for His people. Amen. I start by to tell somebody that God is going to come through for you. Amen. The text that we have, the first portion of the text, identify God coming through to Israel. And what's this? And they say it like this: when the Lord restored. Come on now. Here is it. They paused and they began to talk about God having restored them. Hear what they said in the text. They said there was a time when we were so much in bondage and God showed up. He came at a season when we never expected. And I'm trying to tell somebody here today that you might be going through something, but because you're trusting God, He is going to show up. He's going to come at a season when you might never even expect it. You want to tell them Listen, watch this. Your Bible puts it like this. This is a song of ascents. A song of ascension. Alright, what this means is this. The Israelites, they were singing this song as they were going up to Jerusalem. Jerusalem sits over 2,700 feet above sea level. And so when they were going up to Jerusalem house, a place that was called Zion. And watch this, they were in captivity, as it were, by the Babylonians, and God came and He delivers them. And on the ascension, as they were going up, as it were, He would have said, when the Lord turned again, the captivity of Zion, we were like, it was a dream. They said God shows up in the midst of our adversities. And when the Lord showed up in the midst of our adversities, He said we never expected to what He did. That's why I'm telling somebody that you know that He's coming, but you don't know when He's going to show up. And I like it every now and then because I love when God gives me surprises. And so God show up when they never expect Him to show up. And they put it like this. They say that we were in it so deep that we never knew we would have come out of it. We were in it so deep. We believe all hope were lost. We were in it so deep. Some of us have already given up. We were in it so deep. We already got a vision of our funeral. We were in it so deep. We saw ourselves being buried. But when we never knew that it would have happened. In other words, I thought all hope was lost. And God showed up. He said, when the Lord take the captive out of captivity, when we began to think about it, when we were going, when God were bringing us out, we could not believe it. We poured out one and said, am I dreaming? In other words, I stopped and said, somebody said, pinch me. In other words, God is going to show up for somebody. God is going to show up in your life. And He's going to turn things around. God is going to pray. He's going to do it that even you ever believed it. You will not even believe what He has done. You will say, pinch me, you can pinch me. Because I want to know, am I dreaming? Is this a dream or is it a reality? And God is about to make somebody's dream become a reality. Are there any dreamers in this house? Are there anybody here that have been dreaming about God taking you through? You have been dreaming about your victory. You have been dreaming about your deliverance. You have been dreaming about your breakthrough. God is going to do it at a time prescribed by the Holy Ghost. And when He did it, when He has done it, you're going to ask the preacher, am I dreaming or is this a reality? Look at the neighbor. Don't give up on your dream. Because God is about to make somebody's dream be a reality. Somebody's dream see themselves as a nurse, but you don't have the qualification. Somebody has dreamt themselves being an accountant, and you don't have a qualification. You have dreamt being an administrator, and you do not have a qualification. But I stopped by to tell you on this morning that God has the power, oh my God, to make your dream be a reality. Joseph got a dream, and when he told his dream, his brother said, you got to be good. His mama said, you are crazy. Somebody said you need to see a psychiatrist. Somebody said you need to be locked up because you're losing your mind. But only a matter of time. Alright, can I help you? Y'all are accustomed to 4 seasons.
Yeah. All right now. Come on.
Spring, summer, autumn, winter. Oops, but I got another season.
All right now.
You want to preach it for me? There is another season that some of y'all never knew of. Because summer passed, winter passed, the spring is gone, and autumn, you think you missed it. But there's a season called dew. And God got a dew We could not believe our mind. We thought we were dreaming.
Yes, God.
Because all the tricks that we got when we were in Babylon, we believed that's where we were going to die. And that's where we were going to be buried. But God brought us out. And you understand the text? He said it's as if we were dreaming. Someone said, I thought I was in a dream. But he said, and our mouths were filled. Because God desires now that there's a people that He recognizes that you have cried too much. You have suffered too much. Watch this. And in the text, I wish I could preach it right in just all about this time because this text is in twofold. 1 to 3. And then 3 to, and then 4 to 6. But follow me the text. Yes, he only said the text. He said, then our mouth. Alright. They were speaking about the season when God brought them out. No, they were speaking about being brought out because where they were now, they were in hell. They had some issues. But what I love the text is this: God gave them a flashback. And with a flashback, they were saying, we thought we were dreaming. Our mouths were filled with praise. This is somebody who is in something now. But they are remembering how God delivers them. They say our mouths were filled with praise. We had so much laughter. Our tongue had so much singing. Then they said among the heathen. When the heathen look at us, the heathen said, look there. Then God has brought them out. Y'all missing, and I don't have time to get too deep in the text. So let me run on with it like this. They started, and they were reminiscent. Every now and then you gotta stop and look where God has brought you from. What's this? When hell let loose in your life, you need to pause before you give up and start acting the stupid. You need to stop and think about what God has done for you. Just that we had so much laughter, and our tongue we had so much singing. And as we were going up the hill, returning to Jerusalem. I don't hear nobody. Come on, somebody started began to march. We were marching back to the place where God designed for us. And when the enemy saw us, the enemy said, instead the enemy mock us. The enemy said they get victory. I don't hear nobody. The enemy couldn't mock you, but the enemy has to celebrate with you. God called the enemy to celebrate with the very people that he hated because they couldn't stop their victory. Oh God, I take the seat by the time, but you ain't preaching me, you ain't preaching me. You said when we were marching up to Zion, going up the 2,700, what's it right here? As we were going up, our enemy saw us. And when our enemy saw us, the enemy couldn't laugh. Because God took the laughter from the enemy and he gave it to his people. We never had laughter. And it says some of us couldn't sing. But when God brought the victory, we found a song. We found a song that was never in a songbook. I came from the old school where Mama found song, that's his song, that never came out of the Pentecostal hymn. It was never written in the redemption hymn, but it came out us. It came by the recess of our spirit. When God was taking them up and said, we had songs that we were singing. I thought they were singing, we are marching in the light.
We are marching in the light.
from the enemy.
Yes.
And he gave it to his redeemer. And so those who lost their laughter, which was the enemy,
Amen.
they looked at the redeemer.
Yes.
You see, it doesn't matter if you're coming out of captivity and you're heading back to Zion. You see, it doesn't matter. You see, what you're being through, it doesn't matter. What you're being through is irrelevant. I said, as long as God is taking you out and you're on a different path headed to where you're supposed to be, it doesn't matter who knew your life when you were in Babylon. It doesn't matter who knew how jacked up and jacked up you were when you were in Zion. I mean in Babylon, where God is transitioning you and He's taking you back to Zion. You better find a song that is not written by nobody, but a song that the Holy Ghost will have placed on your heart. And He said the enemies, they were so surprised that when they looked at us, they said, look what the Lord. God will allow your enemy to look at us and look what the Lord. You know how many of us that God caused the enemy to look at you and say, look what. I don't hear nobody say anything. And the next verse put it like this. When we heard our enemies say, look what the Lord has done, we couldn't help but say. I said, when the enemy was saying, look what the Lord has done, verse 26, we could not do anything but we said, the Lord has done great things for us. We're off, we are dead. You gotta worship God when the enemy can only look at you and not hurt you. You gotta give God glory when the enemy wish they could stop you, but they can't do anything about your progress. You got to give God glory when the enemy can only look at you and instead they curse you. They open their mouth and is there anybody in this house who want a pause to give the Lord glory? All right, I gotta tell you this though. God never delivers you just because of you. God delivers you. God delivers me because of Himself. He could God do nothing else but to deliver because of His integrity. Because if He never delivers, He will never be a being or a man that has any integrity. So God never delivers us for us, but He delivers us for His own good pleasure. God delivers us so that the enemy will have to shut up their mouth. God delivers us because we are so righteous, but because He is gracious. Is everybody in this house? God delivers us not because we are so saved, but because He is saved. God delivers us not because we were ready to be redeemed, but He is a redeemer. Is there anybody in this house who wants to give Him glory? I got maybe about 15 minutes before I got to take my seat. So I got to run verse 4. So, look what they did in verse 1 to 3. They were reminiscents. Verse 1 to 3. They found themselves in a place that was precarious. They were in a place of trouble. You see, it's unlike some chapters after this, when they would have forgotten the deliverance, that they would have hung their harps up on a pillow. I hear about it. I wish I could preach this. Because Christian people seem as if they lose their minds too often. We behave like we are schizophrenic. We don't know now and then we forgot the deliverance that God gave us. That instead we thank Him when the enemy seems to be our stepmother. Instead we thank Him when the enemy seems to be our babysitter. We hang around and we quarrel and we make a fuss. But somebody found out before I cuss myself, when I remember, might as well I cause myself to remember where He brought me from. Because here is it. They were in a place now that was still captivity. Again. But in captivity they remember when they were delivered. And I like it because in verse 4, they now said so. Somebody said so. I don't hear nobody. I said, come on, everyone. I said so. Alright, you don't get the word. I said, and so. In other words, when you're saying on so, somebody said something to you that should have hurt you. But instead you were hurt. You said, I'm just trying to understand the Bible. Somebody pushed you into something that should have forced you to start a fight. But instead you mess yourself up and said, in other words, you're trying to say, devil, that's all you have. You have to be brave enough to say, devil, that's your best shot.
Come on.
I wish I had the strength to preach to you another segment of my life story. You don't say, devil, is that all you got? So Lord! Somebody had a soul, Lord. You didn't do that well. I mean, am I speaking to a church? So Lord, come on, say it. So Lord, what's this? I took the time instead of fussing, instead of fighting, I took the time to give you glory. I took the time to remind me and remind you. And remind me of your blessings. And I remind you of how good you were. I took the time to tell the devil, even though you had me in hell, that I'm coming on. I took the time to tell the devil, even though it looks like you're a guardian now. I need a while longer. I'm going to be out of here. So Lord, one more time. So Lord, bring back. I don't hear nobody say that. This is where I am now. Because right now some hell is still happening. I'm still walking through hell. I never knew hell road was so long. I never knew hell road was so long. From David said from Psalm 23, I walk until I walk. Until everything swore a sound. I don't hear nobody say that. What a road long. So Lord, I remember I wasn't worse than this. I remember once upon a time it was worse than this. Can I preach to somebody? Tell me about it. You are in a worse hell than you are now. You are in something worse than you are in now. So Lord, bring back. In other words, I stop to tell somebody that God knows how to restore. And in this season, there's a people that is asking the Lord, I trust you too much. I believe you too much. I know you're a restorer. I know you're a healer. I know you're a deliverer. I know you're a conqueror. I know you're a breather of troubled water. I know you are food. I know you are water. I know you are spirit. So Lord, I want you to bring back. God, I want you to make a change. In other words, God, what you did then, I know you still have the power to do it now. Is there anybody want to tell the Lord, God, what you have done then, can you do it now? I don't hear nobody say that. Lord, bring back the good times. church home. What is the God? Bring back the good times. We turn and tell somebody, good times is coming back. Oh! Bring back the good times. Bring back the good times. Bring back the days of worship. Bring back the days of praise. Bring back the days of fire. Bring back the days of the Holy Ghost. Bring back the good times. Somebody has a Lord. Bring back the good times. Bring back the good times. Bring back the good times. Like the desert streams filled with flowing water. All right. Let me help you. Watch this. Lord, turn again captivity. Oh Lord. As the streams in the south. There's a stream in the south that was called Wycliffe. It was a stream in Africa. But what is so strong about the text is that here the writer said, Lord, bring back the stream in the south. Now, the south is where a desert is. What is a stream doing in a desert? Desert is illegal. It's illegal for streams to have desert. But I stop and tell somebody. But if there's a desert that the enemy think he can pursue, God said, I know how to cover the street. Is likened to a dry place. It's likened to a place that is so dry. I mean, in other words, the river banks so dry you can walk on it without even sinking. It is so hard. But he said, Lord, I found out that you know how to cut streams. In other words, God knows how to get water to you. I don't hear nobody laughing. The waters must know where to find. You can never be out of the reach of God. My hands are not short. So that he can. I said God's hands are not short. So that he can reach out to. But what's this? So the Israelites get happy. And said, Lord, I wanted to open a stream in the desert. Alright, let me tell you when. Lord, you don't have, in other words, God knows how to bring you a spring. In summer. You can't handle this guy you're preaching with me. They said, God, right now, in other words, right now, God, I'm experiencing summer. Right now, God, it feels like I'm in the south. I'm too far from the equator. God Almighty. But God, you know how to tug a stream. You have done it before. And you can do it again. And he said, God, I know that you don't have to wait on spring. You don't have to wait on spring to turn my life around. After all, before there was spring, summer, autumn, winter, you were around before that. I don't hear no